Hello, everyone. We're going to be covering the two afternoon games that were played on Saturday, June 7th. And we had Indiana against Chicago, and we had Seattle against Phoenix. And the Indiana game was pretty much over in the third. But yeah, Chicago was just not hitting their shots. It was very noticeable. Ariel Atkins was not her usual self. I'll look her scoring percentage up, but she just couldn't buy a basket the whole first half. I don't even think she scored until the third. And Indiana played well. They've been going without Caitlin Clark. And, just a side note, the cameraman, you don't need to get Caitlin Clark's reaction on every single transition. It was, I like Caitlin Clark as much as anybody else, and I think she's a great shooter. But it became annoying. Like, what are you doing? You're every single time down the court, the camera would go to Caitlin Clark on the bench and her reaction. Anyway, just a gripe. It just became too much. Like 4 or 5 times throughout the game, fine, but not every single transition. That was bad. Let's see. Kelsey Mitchell played really well. I thought Lexi Hull looked more confident. Last year there were times where she was timid. She didn't look to shoot, and maybe that's one of the benefits that's coming out of Caitlin being out right now, is that Lexi Hull is taking on more of a scoring role, which could benefit them down the stretch. She hit a couple corner threes, and she's been driving to the hoop with conviction, which that's nice to see. I like Lexi. Let's see, what else? Yeah, it was sad to see Courtney Vandersloot get hurt. That may be the end of her career. I've been watching her since the Gonzaga days in the NCAA tournament. Always liked her as a player. It's just that looked like an ACL to me, and when you get carried off, it's never a good sign. So I hope she's okay, but that may be it for her, which is sad for Chicago. As far as Chicago goes, Becca Allen was basically the only one even keeping them in the game in the beginning, and then they took her out, and Chicago just had no answer for anything Indiana was doing. Let's see here, pull up some. Yeah, nobody on Chicago's roster had even 10 points. Elizabeth Williams had 7. Haley Van Lith had 7. Becca Allen had 8. Cardoso had 8. Let's see. Yeah, Ariel Atkins shot 18% from the floor. Chicago needs her to do more than that. Kia Nurse didn't shoot well. Angel didn't shoot well. But she doesn't really shoot well to begin with. Hers is more volume than anything else. Yeah, that was pretty much it as far as Chicago goes. And then we had Indiana. Lexi Hull had 9 points. She had 2 for 2 in the 3-pointers. Those were the 2 from the corner. And then she shot 42% from the field. Natasha Howard was 60% and 1 for 2 from 3. She had 13 points. Boston had 11. Kelsey Mitchell had 17. Ari McDonald, she came in later in the game. She shot 50% all around from 3 and from the floor. She had 12 points. So overall, pretty good. I don't know when Clark is coming back, but this is actually good for the rest of the team to get stronger while she's on the bench. I just hope it doesn't throw them off the cohesiveness that they have without her. That could take a little transition when she does finally come back. But that was pretty much it for the Indiana game. They had pulled away in the third and fourth, and Chicago just didn't score enough. Okay, on to the Seattle and Phoenix game. Seattle ended up winning this game 89-77. It was close though, until the fourth quarter. The let's see here, get some stats. The biggest difference was Skyler Diggins. She was cold as cold could be in the first half, and you could see her frustration. But as far as Phoenix goes, Satu Savali had 22 points, but she's shooting 35% from the field, and she was 28 from three. I like Satu. You know, she's a strong player, but she's hurting them by going this 1-on-5 stuff. She does that too much. And for the second night in a row, Lexi Held was driving to the hoop and Satu like ran right into her path. She did that in the Valkyries game, and it's almost like she feels like she needs to be the scorer and like everybody should pass her the ball, and then she gets in the way of her teammates. I don't know, I've noticed that a couple of times. And Satu's great, but she needs to play. It's the same thing with Arike on Dallas. Too much of one person. Like, let it come within the flow of the game, and then the whole team is much better off. And Lexi Held for Phoenix had 14. She wasn't as good as she was against the Valkyries, unfortunately. I mean, oh man, she was a dagger to the Valkyries the other night. Let's see, but they were the only ones in double figures. Laska had a couple of really nice threes. I think it was in the fourth quarter. Just like quick release, boom, swish. Sammy Whitcomb had 7. McConney had 6. Kalani Brown had 8. She has moments. They should. I mean, they should focus more. I mean, because she's 6'7". Like, focus more on getting, because she's taller than almost every other. You know, unless you get up against Brittany Griner or Cardosa. I mean, or what's her name, McCowan from Dallas. You know, she has a height advantage. Oh, and the other player that caught my eye was Musa. She has great footwork. She had some key plays for them. Defensively and very, very quick for a big girl. She's quick. I just noticed her footwork. Very nice for Phoenix. They're gonna be a problem when Kalia Copper comes back, Natasha Mack comes back, and Alyssa Thomas. I mean, they get those 3 back. Phoenix is going to be a force to be reckoned with. As far as Seattle goes, Gabby Williams was keeping them in the game in the first half. She was playing really well. Gabby Williams, I like Gabby Williams. I've liked her all the way since UConn. She shot 80% from the field, 83% from 3. She was just hitting. It was great. And she also had 7 assists. Nneka had 13. Let's see. Erica Wheeler, another nice game again. She's shooting 50%. 4 for 8 and 1 for 2 from 3. 9 points for her. And Skyler Diggins is very... just not... I mean, if you saw the whole game, you wouldn't have thought she had 26 points, but she ended up with 26 points. She could not buy a basket in the first half. She was 0 for 6. And then it was like there was a lid on the basket. Finally, it started falling. And then she just went wild in the second half. Because I think maybe she had 2 or 4 points in the first half. And then she went... and she was the reason they pulled away for the most part. Malanga had a couple of plays. She's developing. It'll be interesting to see because they have her and they have Ezzy, and Ezzy should be more dominant than she is too, but I don't know, when you have all these other players around you that are good, you don't have to be, I guess. Let's see. Checking my notes here. Yeah, Musa, her footwork. Yeah, and just Sabali just flow of the game. For Sabali, just flow of the game, not this 1-on-5 crap. It's hurting your team. I mean, if you make your shots, it's great, but you're not going to make them all the time, and then you don't actually work for the best shot. There were times where other players were wide open, and she doesn't even see them. So that's the gist of that game. So we have, let's see, we have today, Connecticut's playing Washington, and that'll be the game for today. So I'll cover that one probably tomorrow when I do my Monday show. So anyway, enjoy the Connecticut and Washington. You know, that's 2-6 versus 3-6. So someone's going to get a win. Okay, enjoy the rest of the weekend.